As you know, I'll be hosting the Build Your Own Infrared Sauna workshop on February 13th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And I just want to go over some of the details of the workshop and some of the frequently asked questions about whether or not this is something that's viable for you and this is something that you want to invest in. The first thing is that what we're going to be building is this unit here, and it consists of 4 infrared heat lamps mounted to this wood board, and then they're wired together, so the construction is relatively simple. But I'm going to assist you with it, make sure you do it right, and you're going to be able to use this as the heating unit for a sauna. Now, in order to have the full sauna experience, you're going to have to find an enclosure to put this in. You have to enclose this heating unit so that your space heats up sufficiently to get to about 110 degrees, 115 degrees, so you can start sweating profusely. In order to do that, you can use this. If you already have a small closet available, that's probably the easiest option, and it's probably the most efficient option too, because a closet is usually very well insulated, so it works very well. If you don't have a closet or some other space like that, I'm going to show you how to build a enclosure, a lightweight and portable enclosure made from PVC pipe. So it's a very simple enclosure. You just put the pipes together, and I'm going to have the materials available at the workshop, so you can buy them there for an extra $40. You'll be able to bring them home and then assemble the PVC pipe frame, and then all you have to do is cover that with blankets and comforters or some other fabric that you might already have around. You might have to go out and buy something to cover your frame. What works really well is about 2 queen size comforters, and you just overlap them over the frame, and it creates a nice little entrance, and then you use some type of clothespins or other clips to keep the entrance closed. So those are a few options, and I also wanted to talk about space. Do you have enough space for that? Well, as I said, if you have a closet already, then all you have to do is put this in the closet. And actually, we're not going to be building this sauna. This unit here has a base. I'm just using it for display purposes, really. But the one we're going to build won't have a base, and then you just lean this wood board against the wall. So you lean it slightly against the wall, and that's how it stands up, in a closet at least. Now, if you're going to use the PVC frame enclosure, then you have to place the enclosure against a wall, and then you will lean this against the back of the enclosure. And all you really need, if you are going to build the enclosure, is a space that's about 4 by 4 feet. The enclosure, the PVC pipe frame, is about 4 by 4 feet. So you just need a space in your house, your bedroom, somewhere that you can put this. And it needs to be relatively close to an outlet because you're going to have to obviously plug in the unit. Now, we're going to have a pretty long cord, so it doesn't have to be, right next to an outlet. The cord's going to be at least 10 feet long, so that should suffice for most spaces in your house. I've used this in multiple ways. When I initially built one of these, I used it in a small closet. Now, the closet was much smaller than 4 by 4. I think it was a pretty deep closet, probably 4 feet deep, but in terms of width, it was only maybe 2.5 feet. And you do have to rotate in this sauna. And when I was using it in that closet, I wasn't really able to rotate on my sides, or, well, I think I was able to turn to my side, but actually when I turned to my back, I was too close to the lamps. So it still worked. I was still able to rotate a little bit, and it still did what it needed to do. Currently, I use the PVC pipe frame enclosure, and I have several layers of bed sheets. I have a initial layer of just bed sheets. Actually, I have a painter's canvas that I use as the base, and then I covered that with bed sheets, and then the next layer, on one side I have like a quilt in there, the other side I have a comforter, and then I covered all of that with they're just bed sheets. It's a matching set. There's two of the same color, so it's just covered to seal it off with some bed sheets. So there's lots of different things you can throw on there, and you can accumulate things over time. I started with a lighter cover, and then as I found things at garage sales and on Craigslist, sometimes I was able to find things for free. I just added it to the cover. So it's really simple to have one of these in your home, and I want to make it as less expensive as possible for you to have one of these, because I feel like these infrared saunas are one of the most powerful ways to heal and detoxify your body, especially when it's combined with nutrition. So I hope you'll join me on February 13th at the Build Your Own Infrared Sauna workshop.